Hey guys, it's Crazy Comic Lady, and we're now officially halfway through the year, so I thought I would just do a quick stash countdown update, mid-year check-in. So the idea of my stash countdown was at the beginning of 2024, my stash had hit an all-time high of 91 kits. So the aim of this series was to start working through my kits in my stash and trying to limit the new ones I bought. So I was always completing more than I was buying, with the overall aim of trying to get my stash all the way down to 0, inspired by the YouTuber Lizette Craft and Tales with her Stash Detox series, which was a fantastic series to watch, and definitely has given me even greater appreciation for how difficult this challenge is to actually work your way through your entire stash. So far this year, I think we're on 11 finishes. So I did something different for this year. I created little thumbnails of the artwork to kind of remind me of what the kit was. Before I was just color coding my little circles for last year, but this year I did my little tiny animals. So it's kind of really tiny if you look at like the size of my finger. So these were quite fun to do. I thought I'd put my own like kind of crafty spin on it. So I kind of like the way the very first one came out with my little tiger in between dreams. That was a Diamond Art Club kit. That was a Diamond Art Studio UK, the one with the diamond art, Distracted by Diamonds, Diamond Art Studio UK again, Diamond Art Club, Diamond Art Club, Diamond Art Club, Diamond Art Studio UK, Diamond Art Club, and a Diamond Dots thrown in there. So I think there's been quite a good variety of kits worked on so far. So I've also kept a tally of how many I've bought along with how many I've completed this year. So we're up to 9 purchases, 11 finishes. So it's definitely been a slower year than I was expecting for diamond painting, because foolishly at the very beginning of, well, the end of last year even, I kind of went to myself, 2025 is going to be the year of the jumbo kits. I'm going to work on giant kits in my stash. I think I got really burnt out because it was only really 2 giant ones I ended up working on, which was Valentine Kitty and Winter Solace. Those were kind of the only 2 big ones, but it burnt me out, and then I was burnt out on diamond paintings in general. So for this last month, I haven't really made much progress. But if we look over here, this is my keep myself accountable tally sheet of how much I'm spending and if I'm staying on budget. And it shows like I was kind of ploughing along at 2 finishes a month. April went downhill, picked up again in May, and then June we've gone downhill again. So yeah, it's definitely, I was expecting to have completed like double the amount that I have, but that's okay. It's just a different stage of life and taking things slower. So there's my tallies, and for the first time I decided to count my accessories, the cost I'm spending on those. I'm tallying it separate from the overall kits, but then I'm conjoining it for the combined total, because if we go over and we look at my goals that I set last year that were in my logbook, so I'm still within budget because I'd aimed for that, which I think is slightly less than the budget I had for the previous year. So at the moment we're on a combined total of £497.23 for combined accessories and diamond painting kits. Because to try and stop myself buying diamond paintings, I thought I'm going to spend money on accessories, and then when it's not scratching the urge quite the same as when you buy a kit. But I did get some accessories and stuff, especially for my birthday in March. I spent quite a lot on trays, and the new multi-placer from Diamond Art Club that I got for my birthday as well, and now I'm in love with them. I just wish they were cheaper because they're quite expensive, those multi-placers. It ended up being £12.80 with the discount code that I had at the time. So the other things that I had set up for my goals so far for this year was to buy 12 large kits maximum. That would be 1 a month, and then 6 small kits, because something I am really low on really small snack size kits in my stash now. When I was moving in 2024, I didn't know how long things were going to take, so I didn't want to start any larger projects. So I literally just ploughed my way through almost all of my small kits in my stash. So now that I'm kind of burnt out on large diamond paintings this year, I've kind of gone, but I'm need little ones because I've just ground to a halt with it. Underneath us, you can see the Summer with the Masters kit that I'm working on from Diamond Dots. So yeah, zoom out a bit. So this was quite fun. It's got these really special diamonds. Sorry, wobbling you like crazy. These ones were fun. That was my first experience using tweezers to place drills because of these special shaped ones. So that was a new experience. But yeah, as I said, I'm just not finding the motivation to work on this stuff at the moment because I'm just burnt out on it. So this sheet isn't entirely accurate because we hit July and Diamond Art Club did a sale of buy one get one 50% off. So I haven't added that on yet, but I did buy an additional 6 kits, which I believe actually puts my stash up to higher than it was when I first started the stash countdown. So hopefully it will balance out by the end of the year, because I did buy small kits. I bought a bunch of the really small Disney kits. I got the Lion King one, and I got the little happy frog with it, little frog sitting on a mushroom. Jasmine, the Disney princess, that was a nice tiny one. What else did I get? I also got a small puffy gator as well, because I love my puffy gators. All things puffy gators have to be mine. So that's where we're up to with sort of purchases. So I kind of don't want to fully update this just yet. I wanted to kind of go, look, I'm doing okay. I completed more than I bought before I bought more. So that's where we're up to on that. So the other thing that I kind of did, well, one of these goals that I'd set myself with this 12 kits and 6 additional small ones. I think really that should be flipped, because yeah, I've already got more than 6 small ones now with my additional purchase that I made in July. But I'm not counting that yet, because that's the next half of the year's problem. So anyway, going forward anyway, I'm going to switch these results so that I can have, you know, an allowance for more small ones and minimize my large ones. So one other thing that I did, which was really different, that I've never done before for this year, was I actually started like scheduling what kits I was going to work on in different months. That hasn't gone to plan at all. So I will show you through my little notes on my app, and I'll fill you in on how my scheduling of my kits has gone, because again, didn't go according to plan at all. So we'll be right back. Hey again, welcome to my craft room. I decorated specially just for you. So as I was saying about the plans that I did slightly different for this year, was scheduling what kits I was going to work on. So I started with I'll just do a couple months, just January, February, March. I can't remember how many I did. And then after that, because I love lists, I love planning things, I like organization, I went, let's try and schedule the rest of this year and see what kits I can fit in and work on where. So I did the rest of this year, and then I went, I wonder how many years it would take for me to get through my entire stash. Let's keep scheduling in pictures, diamond paintings. So I ended up getting to I think 2028 is now all of my diamond paintings have scheduled for up to between 3 to 4 a month. So I overscheduled, and now it's a bit like my brain doesn't want to do any of it now, because it's gone into, but I've fallen behind, but I haven't worked on that kit I wanted to. Now I have to work out where I can move that kit to in my schedule. And basically I've managed to destroy all the enjoyment for myself with it. So I'm just going to show you like what I had planned, just so you can get a laugh out of how ridiculously over planned I did for this. So, right. So it should all be up on the screen now so you can see exactly what I did. So the first thing was I colour coordinated all of my kits from different companies, because I wanted to try and do a variety of kits and try and break up just doing Diamond Art Club, because that was one of the things on my goals, was to try and buy less Diamond Art Clubs, which that hasn't gone to plan either, because most of the kits I bought this year have been Diamond Art Clubs. So January sort of January and February kind of went okay. I did run a little bit behind in January because I'd hoped to start Valentine Kitty and have that finished in time for Valentine's Day. But in the end, that didn't even get finished until the end of February with how behind I started running and everything. So winter solstice or solace, I can't remember what the actual title of that is now. I've got it written down differently on 2 different things. I originally thought that should only take 2 months. It ended up taking 3 months. And then one thing I noticed as well was I was starting a lot of kits. Because I'd scheduled a lot of kits, I started starting a lot of kits and therefore losing the momentum to work on the ones I'd already started. So that multiple kits at once doesn't really work very well with me. I always have a small kit at my parents' house because I have to go and check on them every week anyway, because they have they're elderly and they have dementia now. So anyway, I always have a kit going for at my parents, which is always a small one. But having multiple at my current house just isn't working out too well for me. So that's something that I've learned that I need to change going forward, is prioritize kit at a time almost, rather than start so many and then you're overwhelmed by whips. So March was still kind of going to plan. I got some small kits in. My Gobstopper was a small one, Lotus Fish was a small one, Snow Leopard Spy, that was the kit I was doing at my parents', which is why that one went on for months, because I was only getting maybe half an hour to work on it every week. So yeah, so one thing I noticed as well was a lot of kits I kept taking out because I'd like, oh, but I scheduled to work on this, and then moving them along like I did with Mermaid. You can see I had to like bump Longing, which was going to be my mermaid kit that I was so looking forward to working on. It was a Sarah Mustafa mermaid that I've been really wanting to work on ever since it got released, but I've sort of been saving it. So that one got bumped because I didn't want to like feel like I'm trying to rush through a kit, especially when it's one I really want to savour and enjoy. So those got bumped. A lot of the time I was looking at the months, you know, before I'd even got to the point of putting the cross next to it, saying I wasn't going to work on it, and going, there's no way I can work on this, where can I squish it in? And that it was just getting really stressful, because if I didn't work on something, I then had to work out where do I put it? And everything's already really packed out. So the same with June and July, it's all just got a bit too overwhelming. So they just all feel just too overwhelming, even though for me they're not that big kits that I've got going at the moment. I've got my first Jaded Gem Shop kit, which is the Sleeping Beauty Take a Rest inspired artwork, and that one's really beautiful, but again, it's confetti and it's squares, and I've been taking breaks from it, but I was really enjoying that kit actually. I'm kind of looking at it because it's just there on my table, but yeah, that is one. And when I started working on it, I was like, I want just to work on all these princesses from Mari 945, is that her name? Yeah, the artist. But anyway, I'll put a picture up so you can see my whip of my Sleeping Beauty that I'm working on, along with my diamond dots that you got a bit of a glimpse of earlier, the Kiss for my Son with the Masters kit, and the other kit I've got going is a Diamond Art Studio UK kit, which is at my parents' at the moment. So anyway, back to the list. So we're in July, and that's where I've kind of just put a stop on it and gone, I can't keep, you know, trying to work out where I can move stuff to. So I've written rough guide only, kits purchased after June 2025 not included. So that way I just need to remember that not all my kits are included in this comprehensive list. So so this is now the rough guide. I still know that for my 100th finish, diamond painting finish, I really want to do my Venus kit from Diamond Shop, which is all crystals, and I'm really looking forward to doing an all crystal kit. So that one I've been really savouring, so I thought 100th finish, that seems like appropriate to use one of my favourite kits for that. And then I also did some moving around as well, because I went, hang on, a lot of these kits that I've scheduled are actually currently in my loft, and that's a pain in the ass to get them down. So I'm just going to focus on the ones that I've got accessible, rather than, that way once I've completed what's accessible, then I can bring a big batch down instead of just going up to get 1 or 2 kits. So a lot of stuff I've moved out of rotation as well on this. And then up to November, I always participate in the Diamond Art Studio UK event that they do in November, Purple Post. So I've got my Diamond Art Studio UK kit planned out for that. It's quite a big one though. There's still quite a few big ones scheduled, like this Tiger from the Embers by, that's a Dreamer Designs kit. That one's going to be really big and square. So we'll see how that goes. That's why I scheduled it for 2 months. But I think it will need longer than that to work on, especially with all this other stuff that I've added in. So that's why we're using this as a rough guide now, not trying to work on it. So go down to December, because my year of diamond painting tends to run from, you know, end of December to end of November until, yeah, you get the gist, November to November, because that follows my diamond art anniversary of when I started working on diamond paintings. So in December, I'm going to be starting a brand new series that I'm so looking forward to doing. I've been trying to collect kits to try and tell the story of the Lion King through diamond paintings. This was before Diamond Art Club had their licensing agreement with Disney. So I'd started collecting pictures that reminded me, or paintings that reminded me of the Lion King, to see, is it possible to retell the entire story just from kind of fan-inspired artwork that's currently listed for sale? And the answer was yes. And now that they've also got their licensing with Disney, there's a few more kits I need to purchase to add to that series to really fill out the circle of life on that. So that's why I'm going to be starting that in December. That way, in my year in review video that I always put up at the end of November, I should be able to have every single one of my Lion King series finished. That's why some of these things have got LK written next to them, because that's for my Lion King series. So I've got that scheduled in for next year, and because we've got this shed, it's currently got my stepdaughter's like workout stuff in it, but I'm going to line the walls in the shed with the Lion King diamond paintings, so it literally, the story will be told as you go round the shed. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you once they're all framed and up and done, but that won't be until 2027. So, but it's fun that I'm finally decided to do it, because I kept putting it off, going, oh, but there might be more kits that come out that fit in it quite well. And I was like, yeah, but then you're never ever going to do this. If you keep putting it off, you're never going to do your Lion King series. So that's my big, at the moment, that's my big like excitement of, I just want to be doing that right now. I don't want to be working on my other kits. I want to be working on my project, which I think there's going to be like 19 kits, like not 19, maybe 15 kits that go and tell the story of it. So so that's what most of 2026 is. I do have others kind of dotted in. So March is always my birthday month, so that's why I'm doing my other Jaded Gem Shop Princess in March, or at least that's what I've, as a rough idea. And then I've moved the longing picture that I wanted to do, that Mermaid by Sarah Mustafa, I've moved that into next May. I'm really hoping I get to that. But again, my Lion King series is going to take the priority. So I've tried to move a lot of my other kits out of rotation for this year, so that mostly it's the Diamond Art Club. And some of these are TBA? I think that was supposed to be TBC, to be confirmed, but whatever. So these ones are ones I haven't bought yet, which are the Lion King Disney licensed ones. And also Midnight Stroll as well by Deborah Malcolm, because I've got the first one, which was Evening Stroll, which I think kind of shows like, it's the sun and everything is just total Lion King vibes. So I thought, why not complete the circle of life with her matching picture, which is Midnight Stroll, which has the elephants walking in the opposite direction. Because I thought that would be a nice symmetry of it going around in a circle. And then I'm going to have to make a purchase at some point in 2027, because every year in November for my diamond painting anniversary, I do a Robin Coney kit, except this year will be my last Robin Coney kit unless I can get some customs made of his work. So he's currently licensed at, I think it's MGL licensing group. So I am thinking of sending some requests over to the one with the diamond art, to see if they'll license him, because they're licensing other people who are also listed on that licensing website. So I'm hoping maybe next year, if I send them the request, they might be able to do something there. Because I did send, I think it was right at the end of last year, I sent some recommendations to Diamond Art Club's licensing department, but they haven't come up in voting or anything, so I highly doubt somehow that there'll be any new Robin Coney releases from Diamond Art Club in the next year. So I'm gonna have to, so at the moment I've scheduled in a kit called Wolf Wilderness, because every year I work on a Robin Coney wolf. So that one there, that was my first anniversary one that I worked on, which, yeah, is one of my favorites. I do really love that picture. So I'm hoping maybe I can get the one with the diamond art to do a version of that, because I've done the cheapy Amazon one, which is what I did it was my second ever diamond painting, was an Amazon version of this kit. And then that one the following year for my 1 year anniversary. Then I did another wolf kit for the second anniversary, which was also Robin Coney. So yeah, and I've got one left which has a wolf and a bear in it from Robin Coney, and then it's called Spirits for this year. So so that's something I need to work on, of see if I can get another Robin Coney kit for 2020, whatever year was this, 2026. So yeah, so then we move into hopefully finished all of my Lion King kits by the end of 2026. So 2027 is just kind of back to your usual programming of just random kits. There's nothing too elaborate, apart from my 150th finish. That I'm kind of looking forward to, because I get to work on my one and only Craftably kit. I think I've still actually got it present. I was so lucky, I got it on a D-stash literally just before, like 2 days before they announced that they were packing up and going out of business. So that was the kit I managed to get on a D-stash just before they went out of business. So the person who sold it probably really regretted selling it to me, I'd have thought. But I love this artwork. It's kind of mermaidy as well. So hopefully this 150th finish should fall in May as well. So it'll double up as a mermaid kit. That's the plan anyway, depending on how it goes, because I am not completing as many as I anticipated this year. So that's up to my 150th finish, and then we keep scrolling down. There's not much. Oh, that November is completely free in 2027. So there are gaps, because originally I thought, well, if I buy my allowance of, I'm allowed 12 kits every year, I've got to leave some gaps to fill these, to be able to work on the kits, was the original plan, which is why there's some gaps. And then March 2028, this will be an interesting one. Ocean comparison. So I have a kit from Dye Moonshot, which went out of business years ago now at this point, called Ocean, by the artist Anna Dittman. It's absolutely beautiful artwork. And my heart sunk when I saw Lisette Crafts and Tales complete the same artwork, because the rendering on the face is dreadful, absolutely dreadful. So I put that to kind of one side and went, yeah, this is going to require effort, because I want to change the rendering on the face, because I want it to look good. So I'm going to have to find other colours to kind of blend it in. So so I was always putting that one off, because it was like, oh, that's going to be effort. And then Anna Dittman moved over to Jaded Gem Shop, and now Jaded Gem Shop has a version of that same piece. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to buy the Jaded Gem Shop and do a comparison video of them. I'm still going to change the DIY Moonshop's face rendering, so it won't be a true comparison, because I'll be altering it. But I want to have a picture that's pretty to look at. I don't want to just leave it as it is for the sake of doing a comparison where we know Jaded Gem Shop's going to win, basically, on that. So I still want to tweak it, because from the rendering, I think the lips actually look better on the Dye Moonshot version than on the Jaded Gem Shop version. But the skin and everything is better on the Jaded Gem Shop version. So it'll be interesting to see, because also the sizes are slightly different. So I think the one I've got from Dye Moonshop, I think, is a 40 by 50. And I think That's in a round, and then the one from the lowest size one they do at Jaded Gem Shop is, I think, 50 by 60. So there's going to be a size comparison difference going on anyway. But I just thought it'd be a bit fun, to be honest, and I really love that artwork, and then getting the opportunity to, if I'm getting really annoyed with the Die Moonshot one that I'm having to alter, at least we've got the Jaded Gem Shop one, which won't require any alteration, so it should just be fun. So, next up, it's pretty much, yeah, just getting through the kits, and then my very final kit. That's the one I've known ever since the beginning, that Tiger Stare was going to be my final kit. And that's because it was the very first kit that I purchased from Diamond Art Club. Well, it was in the first order along with her there. There we go. Katara, Lady of the Lake by Sarah Mustafa. That was one of my very first purchases as well. It was the very first purchase along with Tiger Stare. So I thought, what better way to finish my entire stash than to finish with the very first Diamond Art Club kit order that I ever placed. So that's the plan for that. And my other jumbo kit, that one I've scheduled for September, October and November to give me enough time for it, because it's the largest kit in my stash. I think it's 70 by 110. So that will be the largest that I've ever attempted. So that one I've left like right till the very end as well. So, oh, and also Got a Secret. That was a really pretty kit, very Halloween-y. That one I got because it had limited edition or something on it. It was about to be discontinued. So I nabbed it, and for a while, that was very early on as well. That was maybe third, fourth purchase from Diamond Art Club. Before I kind of got over the FOMO bit, where I used to like panic all the time when kits were like getting discontinued. So I panic bought that one, had some regrets, and then it grew on me again and went, I'm actually kind of glad I've got that one. Even though by today's standards, I probably wouldn't have bothered getting it, because I'm so selective now about what I'm adding into the stash. So that concludes the scheduling for the next 3 years. 2025, 6, 7, 8, 4 years. The next 4 years scheduled. But yeah, I'm not going to work quite as intently to this schedule anymore. So I've started a new diamond painting list. So this is literally just things I finished and started working on in the month, and it gets up to July and then it's empty. So that's where we're going with that, so that I don't have to be overwhelmed by that massive list, but that massive list is there if I need inspiration and can't remember what I thought I've wanted to work on. So anyway, that's how we're going with that. Lesson here is, don't overplan. Don't start thinking, how long is it going to take me to complete my whole stash, and then work it out and then go, what on earth have I gotten myself into for the next 4 years? Would be my advice on that. I think I'm doing a little bit better with my purchases, apart from, of course, the July BOGO offer that Diamond Art Club had, where I bought an additional 6 kits. I swear that came out as kids. I didn't buy any kids. So yeah, those are not, I haven't added the total spend onto my spend form for that. But I think that was an additional, going back to my spreadsheet, I think that was an additional £143, which would take it up to 630 something as a total combined spend, which means I've got maybe 100 and something left in the budget, between 100 and 200 quid left in the budget. So that's what I've got for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You've always got to have a bit of extra for that because of the best sales of the year. So I'm thinking of picking up my last few Lion King kits that I need. It's a shame I don't have my Lion King cup, actually. I've got Peter Pan today. The good old Disney kit cups that you used to get from Burger King. It's great. I got the full set. I had them as a kid, but all the pictures rubbed off. So, and then as an adult, I was like, oh, there's someone selling a whole bunch of them. I'll have it. Because embrace your inner Disney. Your inner child. Young at heart forever. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you don't mind the slightly different video format and you got to see the art room. I really like that Rottweiler one there. Botanical Rottweiler, that one's called. And then you've got Misha the Rottweiler down there. She's lovely. I was so amazed at how quickly that one worked up, because that's a 70 by 70. And in December, I literally just ploughed through it in 2 weeks. I really, really enjoyed it. And the special drills on it, the brown coffee-like fairy dust, really, really, really pretty. So yeah, that one's definitely one of my favourites, along with that one and that Rottweiler. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got to see how I'm getting on for the first 6 months of the year. Hopefully so it will all balance out and I'll be minus, you know, kit numbers. I started the year at 88. I'm hoping to end the year, I want to get to 79. Let's aim to get to 79. I want to break out of the 80s and get my kits into the 70s. Also, again, no stash shaming. If you have a massive stash and you're happy, cool. If you have a tiny stash and you're happy, also cool. It's just for me and my anxiety. I actually find having this many kits is a bit overwhelming because I know how long they're going to take now. So there we go. Yes. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the thumbs up button on the way out if you did. Let me know what you think about this style of video. And also, would you guys be interested in seeing, like, doing the phone thing again and seeing all of my stash in my GemsFlow app? That was something I was thinking might be curious. You guys might want to see it. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you guys all soon. Bye!